Hi, my name is Dave Desormeaux, and I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer of Jayman Built Homes. I'm here to talk to you about the evolution of our core performance and specifically about smart home technology and how that plays into it. For years, we've been focused on our homes and trying to build the highest quality homes in Alberta. We shop the markets in Edmonton and Calgary. We look at all of our competitors' product. We go to the multi-million-dollar homes that are being built, infills in the city, to try to inspire us and give us ideas on things we can add to our homes and make affordable for everyone. Prior to 2019, we had really focused on the mechanical room, the furnace room. So high efficiency furnaces, high efficiency instant hot water on demand, triple pane windows, LED lighting standard, and an HRV system that recycles the air in your home with fresh, clean air every 3 hours. And these systems are incredibly important. The bones of the house are incredibly strong, and all of that equipment that I just talked about is standard in every Jayman home we built. In 2019, we took a big step, and we included 6 solar panels in every home we build. That reduces electricity costs for our average consumer by about 25%. And over the course of 2019, when we built about 800 homes across Alberta, we are now generating 1.5 megawatts of clean energy from Alberta's sun every year. And of course, every new home we build in 2020 and beyond, it will grow further. So smart home technology. Why smart home technology? First of all, I've been a technology geek and a smart home technology geek for over 10 years. I've played with everything. I've played with ECOBEE and Z-Wave technology. I've played with different hubs, the Samsung Smart Things. I have played with Google systems, Amazon systems. I've tried them all. And at the beginning, it was kind of a novelty. They were kind of cute, fun, and I was into technology, so it was pretty good. But over the years, some things have happened. First of all, the price of technology has fallen dramatically and made it affordable. Putting it into a new home, as opposed to retrofitting an existing home, is far easier. The trades can install a doorbell's a doorbell, a thermostat's a thermostat, a switch is a switch. So very affordable to put it into a new home rather than trying to retrofit your existing. And the biggest thing in home technology is it's now integrated. There's common hubs that control everything, and it's not a disparate system anymore where each thing operates on its own. They now collaborate and they work together. So I'm very excited to announce about Jayman Smart Home Technology, and in a second we're going to go inside and take a look at some of the equipment. So included standard in every 2020 home for Jayman is a Ring video doorbell. You've got an August door lock on the inside of the front door. You have 5 smart switches that are made by CASA TP-Link. You have an ECOBEE thermostat, smart thermostat that controls your furnace in your house and your humidity. And you have a video floodlight in the back that not only records motion and automatically turns on the lights, but also does video as well. And tying all those pieces of equipment together, we've partnered with Amazon, and we're using Alexa as the ability to control it by voice or by the Alexa app or any of the apps for the specific devices. So come on inside and let's take a look at what we're doing. So where I really want to start is the furnace room, the mechanical room. It's not the sexiest room in the house, and a lot of homeowners start obviously with the kitchen and the master bedroom and the ensuite, but it is really an important part of the home. It's really that quality and how it's going to save your operating costs over the years as you own your home and you sell your home. And I want to talk about this room because this is what we call core performance and how our homes have evolved over the past 10 years. I already talked about standard LED lighting in all of our homes. I've talked about triple pane windows in all of our homes. But now we're into the furnace room, and let's talk about a few things here. The standard in every Jayman home is a 96.5% 2-stage high efficiency Goodman furnace. I mean, you really can't get much better. And when it comes to production builders in Alberta that build as many homes as Jayman has over the past 40 years, our furnace room is the best. Our furnace room is about as good as you can get without spending an extraordinary amount of money for equipment that's kind of on the edge. So you've got a great furnace. We have an HRV system. So an HRV system takes fresh air from outside and exchanges the air in the house once every 3 hours with fresh air. So from a health perspective, it's great, making sure the air in your house is fresh. When we talk about some of the smart home technology, all of that layers on top of this. This is the bones, and the smart home technology is the brains that optimizes the stuff in this room even further. So you've got your HRV system, You've got your solar panels now that are included standard. So you've got 6 solar panels included in every Jayman home starting in January 2019. It reduces your electricity costs by at least an average of 25%. And electricity rates, now that they've been deregulated, have been escalating from December 1st to January 30th. Electricity rates went up 19% in Alberta. So one thing, taxes and utilities are going to keep going up. And so the solar panels, what they do is they let the house consume whatever electricity they're producing first. And if there's excess solar energy being produced, it actually gives it back to the electrical grid, back to the electrical companies. And you get a credit on your bill for the electricity that you've given back to the power grid for your community, for the city. So that's where you get the savings. Some of our customers, as they move to electric cars, and we now include electric vehicle chargers standard in every garage in the homes we build, the solar panel energy that's being generated is first charging their electric car and then coming back into the house, which is really where we see the future going with respect to solar. And lastly is our instant hot water on demand system. So it's first of all high efficiency. And let me just, the best analogy I can make is if you knew you were going to drink tea during the day, would you always have a kettle on and heating up water and storing hot water, getting ready for when you needed it to make your cup of tea? No, you wouldn't. So a hot water tank is constantly boiling and using energy to heat water that it is storing. And of course that energy dissipates as you don't use the hot water because you've got a big hot water tank storing it. Instant hot water demand only produces the hot water when it's being consumed. So when it comes to efficiency and reducing your operating costs on heating water that you may or may not use and you're not just storing, the instant hot water on demand is incredibly efficient. And a lot of housing companies are moving towards that, but it's standard in every Jayman home. So I wanted to talk about this room first before we talked about smart home technology, because the bones of every mechanical room and furnace room at Jayman is about as good as you can get without spending ridiculous amounts of money on new technology. And this equipment is somewhat dumb. I mean, it's a furnace, so it's a high efficiency furnace, that's great. But if you don't optimize how this works with your family's living patterns of when you're home and when you're not home, you're really not maximizing the energy efficiency. And the same is true for the water, the solar, and the HRV system. Smart technology is really the brains that sits on top of all this equipment. And let's go upstairs and take a look on how that works. Before we talk about each device, I want to talk candidly about security. I know it's a concern for many, and I want to be fully transparent. First of all, we've partnered with some of the best companies in the industries whose reputations count on having good security. So whether it's Amazon, Ring, or ECOBEE, we've partnered with companies that take security very seriously. As with everything you do online, the important thing is your passwords. And it starts with your Wi-Fi network at home, making sure you have a very secure, complex password that makes it very difficult to break in. And that's for everything in your home, your computers, all the devices you have, and your smart home technology. It really applies to all of them. Next, as you set up each device, whether it be the door lock or the video doorbell, same thing. You're going to set up an account with each company, and you want to make those passwords complex as well and different. And you want to change them whenever you can, as frequently as you can. So that's sort of the basis of security. I would say that even if you don't want to use these devices connected to the internet, they all work in a traditional manner. But when you go to resell your house, you've got that smart home technology built in for future buyers. The first device I want to talk to you about is the Amazon Alexa, and it really is the hub of all this smart home technology. Everything integrates into it. And at that point, you can choose whether to operate your equipment through voice control or through the Alexa app or the app that comes with each particular device, whether it's the doorbell or the thermostat. And there's more functionality as you dig deeper into each. But 70% of North American homes have a smart speaker of some sort, whether it's a Google or whether it's an Amazon Alexa. And they really are becoming quite indispensable. First of all, as the place, as a hub that brings everything together into one system. And that's why I've chosen Amazon, is in my opinion, they're much further ahead than some of their competitors when it comes to home automation and integrating everything so it becomes seamless to the homeowner and makes it easy. But besides being a great speaker, so for listening to music, Spotify or Apple Music, or tuned in radio stations from anywhere in the world. I mean, this is a great smart speaker. And really, over the 10 years that I've been working with smart home technology, I have an Alexa in 7 of 10 of my rooms in my house because I use it all the time, whether it's changing TV channels or TV stations, or whether it's turning on lights or off lights, or seeing who's at the front door or the back door. This device does it all. They've really started to move to the screens. So you've got a screen now that's touch, and you can actually watch the video from your front door on these devices or the back door. You're able to change your home temperature, just asking her to change the temperature up or down, and everything shows on the screen. But it does a lot of other things that helps you live smarter. And some of the top things my wife and I use is for its shopping list. So we're able to create a shopping list, and as we're cooking in the kitchen, we can add things that we start to run out of. So garlic or tomato paste or whatever it may be, olive oil, we simply ask Alexa to add it to our shopping list. And we share that shopping list no matter what store we go to using our phones. There's an Alexa app on there. You can ask it the scores in hockey games, football games, the weather, of course. There's almost nothing you can't ask her. We find we often use it in movies and we say, oh man, I haven't seen that actor. He looks great. How old is Tom Cruise? And Alexa gives you the answer. How long has it been since that movie was made? And so when it talks about living smarter and helping you live smarter and almost automating some of the stuff you do in your daily lifestyle, this thing's huge. Another great example is you're cooking and you need to know how many tablespoons make up a cup, or how many ounces are there in a cup. All these things can be asked, and it really truly enhances just the way you live your life in your house day to day, whether it's alarms or timers for your cooking, all that kind of stuff. But it fully integrates with all the smart home technology we've talked about today, and you can control it again either by voice. You can look at the video feeds on the screen. You can drop in from your office and see what's going on in your kitchen. There's so many things this device can do. It's in my opinion, and many people who have embraced it, it's indispensable in anybody's home. So how did we pick the equipment that we did, and why did we pick it? After playing with this equipment for over 10 years, I started to see which equipment added the most value, that my family appreciated the most, that saved me money, made me feel safer, healthier, I live smarter, and helped reduce energy costs. So as we go through each piece of equipment, I'll talk about those things and how it applies for the particular device. So what I really believe, though, is we've included the essentials of smart home technology, what everybody really can't do without. And let's start with the video doorbell. So first is the Ring video doorbell. All of the equipment we've selected is generally rated top 3 in the world with respect to what it does. A Ring is owned by Amazon, if you're not familiar. So that's where you talk about that integration and collaboration. Ring is part of the Amazon group of companies. So this Ring video doorbell obviously has a camera in it. It's able to detect motion. It's able to work like a regular doorbell. All the equipment, if you're one of those people that does not want to connect to the internet, you're afraid from a security perspective, which I'll talk about more in a few minutes, everything works like a traditional manual piece of equipment. The thermostat, the doorbell, the light switches, etc. You do not have to connect it. I would say to you though, that when you go to resell your home, it's going to be a selling feature because most people are adopting technology and embracing it, and it would be good. So from a video doorbell perspective, it can detect motion and let you know from your phone or on any Alexa device that there's somebody in and around your front door. You can control the motion zone, so how far out from your front door it detects motion. So if you don't want the sidewalk because there's too many people walking on it or cars going by on the road, you can control that motion zone and how big it is. If a parcel arrives, it's a great safety theft deterrent. So you know when a parcel's been put at your front door, you can call a neighbor to possibly take it inside, or you can use your Jayman smart lock, your August smart lock, and open the door and let it be placed inside your foyer to keep it safe. So there's a whole bunch of things the doorbell does, and it's a really handy feature. If you're going to use the door lock, you have the ability to make sure it's your kids trying to get into your house, or your parents, or your spouse, or somebody who forgot their keys. So before you use the auto unlock feature on your door lock, you can see who's there first before you actually open it. And if you've called a service company or anybody to come into your home to do some work, you can do all of that remotely now. The next device I want to talk about is our August smart lock. Pretty simple. You can control this lock from your phone anywhere in the world, from the internet, if you so choose. If you don't want to use the smart lock remotely by using your smartphone, you use the traditional key and it unlocks your door like any other door you've used in the past. This smart lock has some pretty cool features that I use all the time. First of all, and you'll hear the chime go off in a few seconds here, it will auto lock. So it will automatically, and you can set the timer on whether it's 1 minute from now, 2 minutes from now, 4 minutes from now, it will auto lock your door to make sure your front door or whatever door you have this on is locked at all times. Some other cool features is if your kids forget their keys or your parents, or you need to let a neighbor or a trade in that you trust to do some work in your house and you can't get away from work or you're stuck in traffic, from your phone you can unlock this door anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. And that is incredibly handy. Examples for me is my furnace broke down, and I'm going to talk about the thermostat in a second, while I was on vacation in Mexico. And from the beach in Mexico, I was able to unlock this door for a trusted HVAC company I've used for all my furnace repairs over the years and know well, and let them in the house to do the work because my furnace was failing and it was -20 out in the winter. Another really cool feature that you can choose to turn on or turn off. There's the auto lock happening right now. The other feature you can use is GPS. So your phone, when you leave the house, it detects that you're no longer in your geozone, which is your house, your property. And it will make sure that this lock is locked as you drive away from your home. But the other cool feature is you've gone out for the day shopping and you come home and you pull into the driveway. The phone also knows that you've arrived at home again, and it can be set to auto unlock as you come home. So your wife or your kids, if they have a phone and it's connected to this lock, it can automatically unlock and lock the doors for you as well. Incredibly handy, and paired with the video doorbell where you can see who's at the door, so you can make sure from a video check that that's the person you want to let in or you want to lock out. You can do that with the lock remotely as well. The next device I'm excited to talk about is the ECOBEE thermostat. It's a Toronto-based company. It's rated 1 or 2 all the time by any professional review sites. It really becomes the brains of your house, and specifically your furnace or air conditioning system. And let me tell you why. First of all, the thermostat has a built-in motion sensor. It detects humidity, and of course it detects temperature in your home. But what have we seen in every home you go visit? Is the thermostat generally is in a hallway, by a stairwell. It's in a place in the home that you never live, or you seldom watch TV or do anything in. So it's kind of an impractical temperature measure at that particular area. What ECOBEE includes is little remote sensors that work with the thermostat. And these sensors are tiny, they sit on a desk or a table, and they're really cute, but you can place them anywhere where your family actually lives. So whether it's the great room or the TV room or the kitchen table or the office, these remote sensors can be placed, and you can have as many as you want. And what they do is they work together with the thermostat, and they average the temperature for the house in different zones. So if you have cold spots in your house, you can balance those and optimize the living conditions based on where your family lives and works in the house, or watches TV, etc. So really, really important how they work together. It also those sensors will detect motion. The thermostat will detect motion. So it actually starts to detect what your living patterns are. When you're home, when you're away, what's the optimal temperature to save you money on your energy bills, and it optimizes the schedule for your family. It watches for every 30 days, 60 days, and it gives you suggestions on further optimizing how your furnace or air conditioners run. I mean, incredibly valuable. And even ECOBEE quotes, they can actually save an additional 23% on your energy bills just by having the smart technology working with your furnace and air conditioning system. The second thing that's really good that I use all the time is what's called frost control. So because this thermostat is connected to the internet, it is able to look at your postal code where you live and go to the nearest weather station and watch outside temperature. And we all know that as the temperature falls in the wintertime, if you're not turning down your humidity, you start to get condensation in your windows, you get frost on your windows, and then eventually it melts, it starts to rot your windowsills, and it causes mildew. And we don't want that in our house. We want to create that healthy, safe living environment. So the frost control will automatically, you don't have to touch the humidistat, it's doing the humidistat control for you. And again, it's optimizing the humidity level for whatever temperature it is outside. The third thing it does, it's just standard stuff, is it tells you when to change your furnace filter. It tells you when to change your humidifier pads. It will tell you if your furnace isn't heating properly, like it normally takes an hour to raise the temperature in your house by 3 degrees, if it starts to see that it's taking a lot longer, it will actually send you a notification by email or text message or just notifications on your phone to say you might want to check your furnace. There's something where it's not heating up or cooling properly. And this goes back to my example in Mexico when I was on that beach. The first email or notification I got was from ECOBEE saying, I've been trying to heat your house for the last 2 hours and the temperature's not changing, it's still falling. There may be a problem with your furnace. So of course I get on my ECOBEE app from Mexico and I look at it and I say, yeah, the temperature's falling, it's on, everything's set correctly. Well, that doesn't make any sense. The next thing I do is I call my plumber HVAC company, the people I've been dealing with forever, and they say, hey, how am I gonna get in the house? You're not home, you're in Mexico. No problem. I'm gonna undo the front door lock when you arrive on my front porch. I'll verify it's you through my Ring video camera. I will then unlock the door. You come in, do your work. I'll be able to see when you leave through the video doorbell, and everything's done. I lock the door behind them. So an incredibly important device. And one thing about this particular one, it's also got something built into it. Alexa, what's the temperature in Calgary today?
Right now, in Calgary, Canada, it's 9 degrees Celsius. Today, expect a high of 15 degrees.
So anything an Alexa can do, this device can do. So it can be a speaker, you can listen to music, you can listen to the news while you're getting ready, you can ask commands like on weather, anything that an Alexa does, the thermostat actually does itself. There's a built-in speaker in the back. Great piece of technology.
The second last device I want to talk about is our smart switches. They're made by TP-Link, CASA. They're Wi-Fi direct connected, fully integrated into the Amazon system that I've described. And they do some standard things. First of all, it works like a traditional light switch, so a paddle switch, so it turns on and off the lights. It's got dimmer controls. We have 5 switches we're including in every home. We've placed them at the kitchen table, in the kitchen, front foyer, front porch outside, and in the master bedroom. I believe those are sort of the key areas that the smart switches give you the most value. So it does what a traditional light switch does, and so if you don't connect it to the internet, it works perfectly fine. It does, and it's a great dimmer switch as well, especially with LED and incandescent lights. But then it has some smart features, and what are those smart features? First of all, you can schedule lights to come on and off through your phone. So at sunset, have my lights come on and automatically turn off at sunrise. If you're just trying from a safety perspective or look like people are home, great features. You remember the old mechanical timers you'd plug in? The beauty about this is because it's automated and it's smart, it automatically knows as sunset changes in your particular postal code zone, it'll automatically adjust when that lamp or light comes on and off in your home, and sunrise as well. So you don't have to keep changing the time to sort of catch up when nightfall hits. And anybody who's had a timer in the past knows what I'm talking about. But the second thing is it gets more sophisticated. Because it's integrated into all your other smart home equipment, let me give you an example. Your doorbell is detecting motion in your front yard or on your front porch. You also have a motion detector camera floodlight in the back of your house, which is detecting motion. These switches can easily be set up that if motion's detected in the front of the house or the back of the house, that the lights can automatically come on. And you can tell it for how long to come on, how random to come on. But from a security perspective and from making it look like somebody's home, especially when you're on vacation, I have mine set that if there's any motion at the front of my house or the back of my house, that my master bedroom light will come on and the kitchen light will come on to look like that we're home and that we suspect somebody's been prowling around the house. So very, very handy. And then there's the other thing, and it's interesting that we're talking about this with the virus right now, and I hate to mention that, but you don't have to push it with your hand. So you can tell, Alexa, turn off the kitchen lights.
Okay.
And there you go. So you can control these switches by voice anywhere in the house where Alexa can hear you. And that is incredibly handy when you're sitting down watching TV and you want the lights to dim or you want them to come on because you're taking a break. It becomes just the way you live your life in your home, and it's quite addictive. The last device I want to talk about is in the backyard of your home, and it's a Ring Video Motion floodlight. And it's actually quite sophisticated. It's not just a light. So you're able to monitor what's going on in your backyard from any device anywhere in the world as long as you're connected. So you're able to see who's in your backyard. You're able to have two-way conversations because it's got a speaker and microphone built in. And when motion's detected, it alerts you if something's going on in your backyard. You can choose to have the floodlights come on or off if it detects motion and for how long they stay on. A very important part of it is being able to see if your kids are in the backyard playing on the swing set and you've got to go do something like the laundry or you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, you're able to watch what's going on and still have a two-way conversation with your kids or anybody who's on your patio. A great device, and it really enhances the security at the back of your home. There's so much you can do with your smart home technology package, and you can add on to all the essentials we've talked about today and have that system grow to whatever your family's needs are in the future. Our goal truly was at Jayman to help your family live healthier, safer, more secure, and also reduce your operating costs and your carbon footprint further. So I thought I'd end today's video with just some of the things that she does as the hub that brings all this equipment together. And there's some really simple things that she does and that we can ask her, and then we can also integrate in some of the other devices. So let's start. Alexa, who's at the front door?
Okay.
So she'll take a few seconds here to render the high definition video. And when she comes up, we'll have the ability to have a two-way conversation through the speaker in the doorbell at the front door. We're able to, at that point, when we see who's at the front door, again, we can have a conversation. I can unlock the front door lock that we've provided. But also it's detecting motion. We can see right across the street. So it's a great device. That's something I use every single day. Alexa, show me the backyard.
Okay.
So again, the high definition video camera in the backyard is going to come up. I'm able to have a two-way conversation through this device or my phone, any smart device that I may have from anywhere in the world. It's connected. You can see beautiful high definition video at the backyard. You can watch what the kids are doing. You can see if anybody needs a drink or some more food or snacks on your deck if you're having a bit of a gathering. Again, very, very useful from a security standpoint especially. Alexa, change the temperature to 24 degrees.
The heat's set to 24.
So now she's connected with the ECOBEE thermostat and she's now set the temperature. On screen, I can move it up or down further. I can just ask her what the temperature is. And if I have the ECOBEE sensors, I can also find out what the temperature is in all the different rooms that I've put one of the sensors in. Again, really, really handy. Alexa, unlock the front door.
What's your voice code for front door?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Unlocking. Hang on.
So hopefully you were able to hear that chime. So the front door unlocked. Again, I could lock it from here and again on my device anywhere in the world using voice or just using the app. Again, very handy, tied in with those cameras, knowing who's at the front door first before I unlock the doors. It's a great device as well. Alexa, turn off kitchen lights.
Okay.
I could have controlled any of the light switches that we talked about. Alexa, turn on kitchen lights. So whether it be the master bedroom or the kitchen table or the front foyer or the porch lights, I could do all that. So I can even do it by touch screen. I don't have to do it by voice command. So I could have used the app or any of the touch screen capabilities as well. Incredibly handy. And then there's just this device on her own. So listen to music or radio stations from anywhere in the world, Spotify, Apple Music. It's really unlimited. It's a fantastic speaker. And 70% of all homes have these now in North America. But while you're living in your house, she becomes incredibly useful. And I'll just give you a few examples we use almost every day in the kitchen. Alexa, how many ounces are there in a cup?
1 cup is 8 fluid ounces.
Alexa, add tomatoes to my shopping list.
You already have tomatoes on your shopping list.
So I already have,
Add tomatoes again?
yes. So I've added tomatoes for a second
Add
time.
it to your shopping list.
And she's reminding me. So when I go to the grocery store, whether my wife or kids or myself have added something to this shopping list, when I'm on my phone in Safeway or wherever I am, I can actually see all the items everybody's put on so I can do a complete shopping once. Alexa, how old is Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is 57 years old. He was born on July 3rd, 1962.
When you think about all the things that you have trivia or you have questions about, and when did this movie come out, and when did this happen, and when did that happen, it's virtually unlimited on what you can ask her. And so we tend to use it almost every day. Alexa, set past a timer for 10 minutes. So she's added the pasta timer. You don't see it right now. When the 10 minutes expires, she'll say your pasta's ready and the timer will end. It really becomes a part of your day-to-day routine in your house. And you can have it where it only recognizes certain voices. I mean, it's unlimited what this technology can do now, so that if you don't want your kids messing with your Alexa, you can have it so you and your spouse, that's the only voice that Alexa will listen to or recognize. So hopefully today's demo really gave you a broad overview. It really is a great base in home technology and sets you up for the future to add different devices and more home automation as things come out. And I really do believe it improves the resale value of your home as the next generation moves through and purchases homes. This type of technology is going to be standard everywhere. Thanks for your time.